Module 5.2 Pet Care Training for Bello Project Volunteers. Care Concepts for Working with Clients' Dogs. The concepts in these modules were developed by members of the Home Hospice Association. Some diagrams have been used to illustrate concepts. Copyrights have been cited. Learning Objectives. We aim to give our volunteers a common understanding of concepts necessary to provide high-quality care to our clients' dogs. We want to empower our volunteers to know how to relieve the client of the physical work of pet care. We hope to provide our clients with the peace of mind that they can stay with their pets until their life journey is complete. General points when taking care of clients' dogs. Our clients have known their pets for much longer, in most cases, than we have. They are entrusting us with the care of their animal friend and family members. The client should be encouraged to maintain authority and decision-making regarding the daily care of their pets for as long as they are able to. It is not our job to change things. Rather, we should ensure the wellness of the pet while providing peace of mind for the owner, except in some cases when the owner and family members are absent, in which we may become the primary caretaker for the animal. Every animal we will be working with will have a unique temperament. Understand that these animals will be undergoing life changes as well, and may experience fear and anxiety due to changes in their home and safe space, thus changing their temperament at times. Dogs generally fall into one of three categories: easily trained, but easily bored, sensitive and cautious, or smart with a lot of personality. Any dog of any temperament will benefit from knowing that their human companion and handler is the leader. Show confidence without challenging them, and you will do well. You can be prepared to handle most dogs by becoming familiar with reading their body language. Study Dr. Sophia Yin's body language chart. There are some tips about reading body language here that will give you the tools to protect yourself, the pet, and others. Body language of fear in dogs can be seen with cowering, licking lips when there is no food nearby, panting, brows furrowed with ears to the side, moving in slow motion, acting sleepy or yawning when they shouldn't be tired, hypervigilant, suddenly won't eat but was hungry earlier, moving away, and pacing. Let's start with recognizing signs of fear and anxiety in dogs. Fear and anxiety are the #1 causes of behavioral issues in dogs, resulting in injuries of pets and people. Once you recognize that a pet is experiencing fear or anxiety, what should you do? Remember that animals care more about your body language than the words you speak. Focus on the message your body is giving to the dog and pay attention to the dog's response. Remember that animals exhibit reinforced behaviors. Reinforce good behaviors and remove reinforcements for unwanted behaviors. What is positive reinforcement? Positive reinforcement is not just about giving treats for good behavior. It is about moving and performing the exercises or wanted behaviors in a way that makes it fun for the dog. You can use anything that the dog likes as a positive reinforcement, such as toys, petting, attention, access to the outside or the inside, fetch or play, and treats. Dogs are more likely to be well behaved when it is fun to do so. How to greet a dog. Please take a look at Sophia Yin's chart that illustrates how to properly greet a dog. Also, keep in mind the tips you learned on dog body language for fearful and anxious dogs. Remember that not every dog is happy to meet other people, other dogs, other animal species, or even you. If the last time you walked the dog it had a fearful experience, such as needles, nail trim, bad dog-to-dog interactions, etc., it may associate you with the unwanted experience. This illustration by Dr. Sophia Yin reviews how to greet a dog and what to avoid, comparing appropriate greetings as common sense. Imagine if someone greeted you the way many people greet dogs. Walking dogs. Call the dog to you. Do not go to him. Make him sit calmly while attaching the leash and/or collar. Retractable leashes are not permitted as the handler has less control. The way you leave the house and property is important because it sets the tone for the rest of the walk. Make the dog sit quietly when you walk to the door and open it. When the dog sits quietly at the door, it is time to leave. The leash should be short and hang loose. If the dog is getting too excited, stop and make him sit, waiting until he is calm before walking on. Do not call the dog, just start walking. Remember, it's your body language, not your words. The dog needs to learn he is following you. Do not praise the dog for walking calmly. Walk at a good pace with confidence. Dogs sense tension or lack of confidence. Stop at crosswalks. Sitting is not necessary, but remaining calm is. Some large breed dogs are at risk of bloating if fed a large meal in close proximity to heavy exercise, so try to leave 30 minutes in between exercise and a meal. Dogs of all breeds and sizes that are taken for daily walks are less likely to be destructive, obsessive, have separation anxiety, and/or depression or dominancy issues. Regular exercise does a world of good for making a happy, healthy dog. We will be responsible for safety. Please ensure that all clips, collars, and leashes are in good shape and not damaged before you use them. There is nothing more scary than having a dog go running loose in busy traffic or near an aggressive dog because of broken gear. Gear specifics. Leashes should be 6 feet long. No retractable or flexi leashes are allowed. Collars should be a flat buckle, a martingale, a gentle leader or halty, or a harness, especially for dogs with long backs like Dachshunds or dogs with previous back or neck injuries. Only people trained to use choke or prong collars should be using them. They can do far more harm than good. If you have your own dog, you will have to keep in mind that these dogs, in most cases, may not behave the same way as your dog. You may be surprised when the dog you are walking suddenly panics or lunges, tugs, and pulls. When you are not used to this, it can catch you off guard. Expect the unexpected and prepare for it. Some dogs have learned to walk well on a leash, while others have not, and it may make the experience difficult. If you are ever in a situation where you feel uncomfortable or a dog is too challenging for your comfort, please inform your care coordinator who will address the situation. This does not make you unqualified to handle dogs. Some dogs are better with different people. All that really matters is that you are able to relieve the client's workload, look after the well-being of the pet, keep everyone safe, and have fun while volunteering. Remember that the dogs you will be working with are going through life changes too. Some of these changes may include changes to routine with times of feeding, sleeping, or exercise, an increase in the number of visitors or strangers to the house, like medical staff, family and friends, support staff, and you. Environmental adjustments to the home, such as furniture moved, a bedroom changed, or even a household move or temporary alteration. The addition of medical equipment, such as hospital bed, oxygen or respirators, medical supplies like IV poles, bandages, and various pill bottles of medication. Because the pet owner you are working with may be preoccupied with their illness, medical appointments, and visitors, etc., you can watch for safety issues in the home which may affect the pet. Depending on the stage of the illness and many other factors, the pet owner simply may not be able to keep up with everything in their environment or may even be bedbound. This is precisely why you are there. So, how can you help? Be aware of household dangers. Are medications and health supplies kept out of reach of the pet? Is the garbage secured away from inquisitive pet noses? Did the owner receive plants or chocolate or other food gifts that have been placed where a pet can reach them? Some plants and foods are toxic to pets when ingested, and this must be addressed immediately. Some pets will eat just about anything, even non-food items, which may cause serious or even life-threatening health risks. Bring up any concerns with your care coordinator so a conversation can occur about a new location for these hazards. New locations for items of concern should be agreed upon by the pet owner and/or family in the house. Since you may be the primary caregiver to the pet at some point, you will have to be able to recognize health concerns in the animal. The best way to do this is to get an understanding of what is normal so you can start to pick up the abnormal. The care coordinator will have an initial conversation with the pet owner or person responsible to discuss any existing concerns, pending concerns, vet history, grooming issues, food sensitivities, and behavior patterns to help us identify changes that may occur under our watch. It will be your job to ensure any changes in health, diet, or behavior are brought to the attention of your care coordinator. What should you look for? Questions you should ask yourself every time you visit the animal are: 1. Is the dog eating and drinking well? 2. Is the dog digesting properly, having regular bowel movements? Report any diarrhea or vomiting or changes in stool consistency. 3. Is the animal behaving normally? Does it seem upset? 4. What changes are happening in the house that may be potential for fear or anxiety of the animal? 5. Can you preemptively create a solution when you foresee changes that may cause fear or anxiety of the animal? Here's an example of a preemptive solution to a foreseeable source of anxiety that may occur when caregivers and family have left the house and the owner is too weak to deal with the situation. Scenario: The client has to move to a downstairs bedroom as they are living alone and it is not safe or physically possible for them to safely use the stairs. The family came earlier in the day and moved the bed. Usually, the dog's bed is beside the client's bed upstairs, but his little dog bed was forgotten in the busy activities of the day. Everyone has left. The avoidable problem here is that the dog wanted to sleep but continued to pace restlessly. The client could not sleep but was unable to go upstairs to solve the problem by getting the dog bed. If you were able to foresee this issue when you came to walk the dog, you could have asked the client if they wanted the dog bed brought downstairs to ensure the pet's needs were met in the new bedroom so the client and the dog could rest more easily. Other things you may have to watch the pet for include depression, irritability, and mischievousness due to boredom. All of these may indicate that the pet may require more visits to ensure its well-being and also to get rid of some energy or frustration that are causing anxiousness, restlessness, and mischievous behaviors. Watch out! As you enter in and leave out of the house, watch out for fast-moving pets. You certainly don't want to lose a client's beloved animal friend outside when they are indoor pets, as that can cause unwanted stress. If an animal is a known escape artist, consider putting a note by the doorbell to warn all incoming newcomers to the home. A logbook will be placed in each home for the volunteers to keep track of behavior, food and water intake, as well as feces passed and urine output. It will be very important to keep up with this log every time the dog is visited. You are the eyes, ears, and voice of the animal in your care. You are the peace of mind for the owner with terminal illness and their family. Congratulations on completing this module and playing a very important part of the dog's well-being.